Hey there, if you've ever wondered what the unit circle is and what your teacher keeps going on and on about, today's going to help you. It's literally just a fancy Ferris wheel with a radius of 1, no more, no less. When you're on this wheel, your position is measured using angles, and the coordinates of your seat give you two important values, cosine and sine. Cosine is your x value, which is how far left or right you are, and sine is your y value, which is how high or low you are. So think of cosine as your side-to-side movement and sine as your up and down movement. Right now, I'm sitting at the highest point on the Ferris wheel, which on the unit circle is 0, 1. And if we look at this Ferris wheel like it's a big old pizza, and we take away a quarter of it like so, you'll see that the angle I'm at is 90 degrees. So if we type cosine of 90 in our calculators, we get 0. So that's our x-coordinate. And if we type in sine of 90 in our calculators, we get 1, which is our y-coordinate. And now we're at 180 degrees. If we type cosine of 180 and sine of 180 into our calculators, we get -1, 0. Now I'm at the bottom, or 270 degrees. And if we type cosine and sine of that into our calculators, we get 0, -1. And now here we are at our starting/end point of our unit circle, which is both 0 and 360 degrees. And if you type in 0 or 360 into our calculators with, of course, sine and cosine, we should get 1, 0. Now, let's talk about angles with a food many love, pizza. The unit circle is like a pizza with each slice representing an angle. A small 30-degree slice, we'll type 30 degrees into your calculator, and the coordinates are the square root of 3 over 2 and 1/2. Now do the same for 45 degrees. It's square root of 2 over 2 and square root of 2 over 2. And you already know 90 degrees. And before I forget, 60 degrees is just 30 degrees, except the x and y are swapped, meaning that the x of 60 degrees is 1 over 2, and the y is square root of 3 over 2. We hadn't gone over the rest of the quadrants. Well, see how each quadrant reflects the other? Each of those angles is 30, 40, and 60 degrees. And if you know your quadrants and whether x or y is positive or negative, you can use that knowledge from quadrant 1, and you can easily label the rest of the unit circle, which helps you understand the rest of the angles. Boom! It's all reflective. All of it, it's just reflective. And let's not forget the radians. Those are tricky, but once you know what to do, they are easy and easily understandable. Radians will always have pi in the numerator, so it's going to be blank pi over blank. Always. So, for example, the 30-degree radians, the denominator is always going to be 6. And if we count the angle lines, we can figure out the number in the numerator that comes before pi. And the same is for 60-degree radians, except the number for the denominator is 3. For the 45-degree radians, the denominator is always 4, but you can count by odds for them instead, which makes it 10 times easier. So, the next time you see the unit circle, don't panic. Just remember, it's a Ferris wheel and a pizza. Oh, and don't forget that it's a circle with a radius of 1.